The best bagels in New York and New York City. It's easy to get a nice bagel. New Yorkers are fortunate to live in a city with an exceptional volume and history of bagels. Even the average bodega bagel is a dream compared to what you'll get at specialty bagel shops in other cities. But we're here to inform you about the best bagels in New York City, both those that have been around since the 1950s and those that are making their mark in a city that is already recognized for bagels. You'll find them, the greatest bagels in town. New York, 2788 Broadway. If we were to choose just one bagel in New York City, it would be the untoasted everything bagel with scallion cream cheese from Absolute Bagels on Broadway in West 108th Street. Each bouncy dough globe here is tiny and round like a softball, with a blistered-bottomed Bagels of Liberty, New York, 260 West 35th Street, Midtown. Even on weekday mornings, the Liberty Bagels branch near Penn Station has a bouncer at the door to manage the crowd. It's also constantly crowded, so bring your food to go. While the offerings may appear gimmicky at first, after all, this is a shop that brazenly advertises rainbow bagels and birthday cake cream cheese. We appreciate the unusual flavors here. The bagels are delightfully chewy and flavorful, and we've yet to try a cream cheese option that we didn't enjoy. We adore the Jalapeno Everything Bagel with Chipotle cream cheese for a spicy, flavorful choice. If you like sweet things, you'll enjoy the Oreo cream cheese. It goes well with almost anything. Fresh Meadows Bagels Oasis. For better or worse, this Queens bagel shop that has been around since 1961 will stay with you for years. This is due to the fact that their bagels have an entirely different texture and mouthfeel from the majority of their New York City equivalents. They're strangely light and toasty. The bagels at Bagel Oasis are baked at such high temperatures that tiny air bubble bumps appear on the outside. These will be your favorite if you prefer bagels with less chewiness and more delicacy. The Russ and Daughters New York Houston STRET. Without smoked fish, the Russ and Daughters bagel experience would be incomplete. Please order a bagel with a fish topping or at the very least a side of their fantastic hot cold smoked salmon combo dip to dunk your bagel into. This 1914 Lower East Side eatery's near translucent Nova is sliced so finely that a puppet master might use it as a backdrop for casting shadows. The white-coated staff at Russ and Daughters masterfully layers the soft, supple fish drapings onto sturdy bagels. These chewy bagels, which are quite tiny in size, serve as a great mattress for all of the toppings. Empire Bagels is located at 3101 Westchester Avenue in the Bronx. Let the record show that Empire Bagels in Pelham Bay deserves to be on more than just the best bagels in NYC list. Among them are the lightest cream cheese in New York, the best takeout window parallel to the above-ground 6 train, and the NYC spot you'll want to visit at 6 a.m. If you grew up eating enormous, buoyant bagels in New Jersey, you'll feel right at home at this Bronx bagel shop. Their bagel is puffier than the normal New York City bagel, with a glistening caramelized surface and a fluffy interior. Empire Bagels is open daily from 5 a.m. to noon and exclusively serves bagels, cream cheese, coffee, juice, and a few pastries. Arrive early. If you arrive after 11 a.m., they may be out of your favorite bagel types. Brooklyn Shelsky S. Brooklyn, 141 Court St. Someone with experience at Casas, Zabbers, and 11 Madison Park opened a bagel and delectable store in 2011 with a fish expert who used to work at Fishtails. That's Shelsky's story, and it helps to explain the time-honored process behind these light bagels and their fillings. The bagels at this Cobble Hill shop on Court Street all have at least a few air pockets and a caramelized crust. If you prefer to keep things simple and fishy, order the original member of the tribe, which comes on a bagel or bialy with Nova and plain or scallion cream cheese. You want scallion. However, we also enjoy the pastrami smoked salmon. If you live in Park Slope or Gowanus, Shelsky's has a second location there as well. 165 Avenue A, Tompkins Square, New York. Tompkins Square bagels in the East Village may appear massive, but they pass the smush test with flying colors. These bouncy, air pocket-laden, kettle-boiled bagels are great for sandwiches, which is why we recommend buying a BC at one of the few bagel restaurants. If you're a cream cheese purist, Tompkins Square Bagels chocolate chip cookie and chipotle avocado variations in the refrigeration case in front of the counter will upset you. But make no mistake, the simple bagels are the reason this business is always crowded in the mornings. H&H Bagels is located at 1551 2nd Avenue in New York. H&H Bagels has been baking bagels in Manhattan since 1972, and it's the only place on this list that has been mentioned in both Seinfeld and Sex and the City. Aside from Carrie and George, these rotund bagels are made in the traditional New York way. Each one has a dark, caramelized gloss to it and is riddled with tiny air holes where the gluten has developed. The lightly seasoned exterior provides a substantial chew, while the dough remains soft and flexible. Plus, there's a lot of cream cheese smeared between the two halves of Bagels by Leo, New York, 3 Hanover SQR. We understand that people will always prefer toasted over untoasted. It's like comparing Fender versus Gibson guitars, tight jeans versus wide-leg jeans, or excessive throw pillows versus not excessive throw pillows in New York. However, we recommend that any toasted truthers try an untoasted, plain bagel from Leo's in Fitty. It's one of the puffier bagels on the market, with a pleasantly mushy chew and a somewhat crispy bottom. Our dish also contains scallion cream cheese with crunchy scallions, as well as the very salty belly lox that links everything together. Utopia Bagels was founded in 1909. Parkway Utopia, WHAGSTONE. You can't go to Whitestone's Utopia and not order everything toasted with cream cheese. The shop has been open since 1980, and all bagels are baked in a 1947 carousel oven. And the ones they're offering are a test of balance. Their everything flavor doesn't fully overrun the top of the bagel, which is somewhat chewy, not overly puffy, and has a proper cream cheese ratio so there's no spillover from the sides when you bite. Essa Bagel, New York, 831 3rd Avenue. Essa Bagel is the place to go if you want a bagel with as much puff as it does history. The original shop began in 1976, but they currently serve their enormous, doughy bagels from a midtown location. When we say these bagels are enormous, we mean they're approximately the size of the wheels on a custom Tonka truck, except they're loaded with a perfect ratio of cream cheese to fluffy dough and have a bubbly crust that's still chewy and a bit crispy. The Bagel Hole, 407th Avenue, Brooklyn. The Bagel Hole keeps things simple. Since 1985, this little Park Slope bagel restaurant has been making the same 11 flavors of hot kneaded bread. Everything with cream cheese is our favorite, with a golden brown shell, a soft white center, and crunchy edges that make a delicious cracking sound with every bite. But, regardless of which bagel you choose, keep in mind that this establishment does not toast. And don't let the fact that they're little put you off. It just means you'll have more room to eat a salt bagel with lox spread and a pumpernickel with butter in one sitting. Brooklyn. Bagel Pub, 775 Franklin Avenue. On a Saturday morning, you might feel a little overwhelmed if you walk into Bagel Pub in Crown Heights. The people behind the counter are slicing bagels and collecting names at the same time. Customers are riveted to their phones in 2 separate lines, and an Ariana Grande song from 2010 is most likely screaming from the sound system. But once you taste the thick bagels, you'll be glad you persevered. Aside from exceptional spread options like Zadder cream cheese, the airy bagels from this Brooklyn mini chain will make you happier than at least 2 or 3 of your existing friendships. Even when it's packed at Bagel Pub, the bagels are usually served hot and fresh. Bagels from Greenberg's, New York, 1065 Bedford Avenue. Greenberg's is more than a great bagel shop. On a weekend morning in Bed-Stuy, this is the place to be. Walking by this location after 8 a.m. on Saturday is like passing Pier 59 during New York Fashion Week. With everything from miniature Telfar purses to sunglasses the size of ski goggles on display. Come to Greenberg's for thin and soft bagels that taste like they were baked only seconds before they reached your mouth, rather than just to people watch. The sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich is delicious with the addition of a hash brown. The crunch from the crispy bagel and fried potato combination will most likely appear in your daydreams from time to time. Bagels from Boas, New York, 235 West 116 th St. Harlem may only have one bagel shop, but what a bagel shop it is, the type where you invariably leave with many more bagels than you intended to buy. Behind the gigantic bagel in the window is a full-service bakery where the chewy on the inside, subtly crispy on the outside bagels are cooked from scratch. There are over a dozen different flavors to choose from, ranging from the classic to the slightly more daring, think onion and garlic, pumpernickel cranberry, and Zadder. Choose from a variety of cream cheeses or specialty sandwiches stacked high with inventive combinations, such as the Nacho Camacho on a 3-cheese bagel with chile, jalapeno cream cheese, lettuce, and tomato. At Bagels in Dyker Park, Brooklyn, 713 86th Street. When you go up to the counter at Dyker Park Bagels, the first thing you'll notice is the unusual cream cheese selection. For a full-on dessert situation, we favor the heavy bacon and cheddar, ideally on a weekend when we don't have to function at our desk afterwards, or the rainbow sprinkle cream cheese. But a gourmet, salty smear of pimento and green olive cream cheese on one of their chewy and crispy sun-dried tomato bagels is our go-to. There are a couple wonderful bagel cafes in the vicinity, but we like the thinner, lighter bagels here. Bagels by David, New York, 273 First Avenue. When we're desperate for a BC, if you live near David's Bagels in Gramercy, though, a breakfast sandwich on one of their fluffy, Tempur-Pedic bagels is well worth the extra effort. The pumpernickel has a deep, musky taste that stays soft and springy even after toasting, and they have whole wheat alternatives that aren't overly sweet. Furthermore, the bagels are large, making them suitable for sandwich orders. Terrace Bagels is located at 222 Prospect West in Brooklyn. Terrace Bagels in Windsor Terrace offers the kind of fluffy, tasty bagel that New York expats fantasize about long after they've left. This location isn't overtly cool or fussy, and that's exactly what makes it unique. The tastes here are very standard, both in terms of bagels and cream cheese. When we're in the mood for something savory, we love the blueberry bagel with strawberry cream cheese, which tastes like eating a package of Starburst candy for breakfast, in a good way, and the pumpernickel bagel with olive pimento cream cheese. Subscribe to us on YouTube News Today Reviews. Enjoy.